Good evening. It is Wednesday, September 7th, 2022. Welcome to the Town of Carmel Town Board. This is a voting meeting. I'm calling this meeting to order, and I ask that our town clerk, Ann Spofford, please call an attendance roll call.
Councilman Baranowski.
Here.
Councilman Lombardi.
Here.
Councilwoman McDonough. Councilman Channel.
Here.
Supervisor Kazari.
Here. If everyone would please rise and face the flag. Councilman Baranowski, who is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Before we would begin, I would ask the men and women, veterans of the Armed Forces of the United States, as well as members of law enforcement, to render proper hand salute if appropriate. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please stand a moment of silence out of respect for our young men and women in uniform, serving in the far corners of the world, as well as our brave young men and women that serve in law enforcement. Thank you.
So we're going to begin with our public comments. Anyone that is a resident or a business owner in town that would like to come up and speak on town business, 5 minutes, welcome to go to the microphone. All right, seeing as no one wants to say anything right now, we're going to move on to our first item. It's making provisional appointment of lieutenant in the Town of Carmel Police Department. Councilman Lombardi, would you read that?
Sure. Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Carmel, acting as commissioners of the Police Department, hereby appoints Sergeant Michael Bodo to the position of lieutenant, effective immediately, on a probationary basis, subject to the provisions of civil service laws and civil service rules and regulations. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Second by
Rest of the board.
Channel and McDonough. Can we get a roll call vote?
Councilman Baranowski.
With great pleasure.
Councilman Lombardi.
With pleasure.
Councilwoman McDonough.
With pleasure.
Councilman Channel.
With pleasure.
Supervisor Kazari.
Yes, resolution passed. Lieutenant Bodo? You want to say a few words about your lieutenant?
Of course. Thank you, Mr. Supervisor, members
Chief
of the board. Thank you for having us here this evening. Before I actually talk about now Lieutenant Bodo, I'd just like to acknowledge the retirement of Lieutenant Steve Guns, who retired at the end of last month. We thank him. We all wish him and his family a healthy and happy retirement after 20 years of dedicated service with CPD. So just want to acknowledge that. Well, with the retirement, we have a promotion. Sergeant Mike Bodo, now Lieutenant Mike Bodo, has has local roots. He's a graduate of Carmel High School. Began his law enforcement career in 2004 with the town of Wallkill Police and joined us in 2006. And ever since then, he's displayed a great work ethic. And as you can see by his fellow officers that are here, he's very well regarded. He is the supervisor of our Marine unit and has done a great job with that. He's increased our patrols on the lake. If anyone who's been out on the lake has seen our Marine unit out there and the hard job that he does and makes it look very easy. He's been more recently, our administrative sergeant and has handled our scheduling, our uniforms, and even the hiring of our new officer this evening. So as our lieutenant, he's going to be assigned as the commander of the administrative division, and we're looking forward to having him work in that role. So thank you very much for that appointment.
Thank you, Chief. Yeah. Yeah. Want to do it that way? Tina, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. It's on. So, ready? Repeat after me. I, Michael Bodo,
I, Michael Bodo,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America
the Constitution of the State of New York,
Constitution of the State of New York,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of the appointed position of,
and I will faithfully discharge the appointed duties of
the position of Lieutenant in the Town of Carmel Police Department in and for the Town of Carmel,
the position of Lieutenant in and for the Town of Carmel,
to the best of my abilities.
best of my abilities.
So help me God.
So help me God.
He's going to be tested.
I failed that one. Right here.
What?
Yeah, like a media to the meeting.
So as long as you're standing there, you want to tell us about this person, and then we'll go on to the
Thank you again,
resolution.
Mr. Supervisor. Our second agenda item is an appointment for police officer with the Town of Carmel Police Department. We seek to appoint Mr. Giorgio Palmiro as a police officer with our department. He is another hometown kid. He's a 2012 graduate of Carmel High School. He began his law enforcement career in 2014 as a seasonal park ranger with the Westchester County Department of Public Safety. Has a bachelor's degree in education from Concordia College in Bronxville, and before he got on the job, he was a teaching assistant in Briarcliff. In 2020, he joined the New York City Department of Environmental Protection Police, where he was responsible for patrolling the reservoirs for New York City, including those in the town of Carmel here, so he's familiar with the area. He's gotten some awards and he's gotten a significant amount of training, and as a prior service police officer, we won't have to send him to the police academy, so we'll be able to get him out on patrol after a short field training period. So with your permission, I would respectfully request that we appoint Mr. Giorgio Palmiro as a police officer with the Carmel PD.
Very, very well said. Councilman Shanna, would you like to read the resolution making the probationary appointment of police officer, Town of Carmel Police Department?
Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, acting as Commissioners of the Town of Carmel Police Department, hereby appoints Giorgio Palmiero to the position of police officer in the Town of Carmel Police Department, effective immediately on a probationary basis at an annual salary of $65,598, subject to the provisions of civil service law and the civil service rules and regulations. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Baranowski and McDonough. Can we please have a roll call vote?
Councilman Baranowski?
With pleasure.
Councilman Lombardi?
With pleasure.
Councilwoman McDonough?
With pleasure.
Councilman Shannon?
With pleasure.
Supervisor Kazari?
Yes. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
So, repeat after me. I, Giorgio Palmiro,
I, Giorgio Palmiro,
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America
do solemnly swear to protect the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the appointed position of police officer
of the appointed position of police officer
for the town of Carmel according to the best of my abilities.
for the town of Carmel according to the best of my abilities.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Yeah, because it makes us look taller. You? Yeah, it's like a Sears when you can get the kids. It's Santa. All right? And then Giorgio? It's going to be more Italian. I get two of the Chief, great job. You should do more public speaking. I'm gonna bring you up more.
Maybe overtime, I'll... See?
You wanna talk more? Yeah. Thanks for coming. Do we figure out who gets that one?
Where's everybody going?
So before you all leave, I want to thank all the deputies and the officers from Carmel that are here. I really appreciate that you come out and support your brothers and sisters.
Great showing. Thank you for coming out. Congratulations.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, so back to the agenda. Our third resolution for tonight is acknowledging emergency purchases service, Town of Carmel Highway Department. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby acknowledges the emergency purchases of services, parts, and labor for repair of the boom on tree truck number 53 as fully detailed in the memorandum of Town Highway Superintendent Michael Simone to the Town Board dated August 10th, 2022, as attached hereto and made a part hereof. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Seconded from McDonough. Can we get a roll call on that one?
Councilman Baranowski?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Shadel?
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari?
Yes, Resolution 3 passed. Resolution number 4, resolution authorizing the purchase of playground equipment at Airport Park. Councilwoman McDonough, could you read that?
Shall resolve that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, upon the recommendation of Director of Recreation and Parks James Gilchrist, in his memo dated August 4th, 2022, accepts the proposal of Raymond Michael Limited, Mount Vernon, New York State Contract Number PC 67836, for the purchase of playground equipment for the Town of Carmel Airport Park at a cost not to exceed $115,722, per the bid list quotation dated June 24th, 2022. And be further resolved that upon presentation of insurance certificates in form as approved by the Town Council, the Town Supervisor, Michael Kazari, is authorized to sign said proposal in general form and substance for such purchases which is currently on file in the office of the Town Supervisor. And be further resolved, the Town Comptroller, Mary Ann Maxwell, is hereby authorized to make any and all necessary budget modifications required in connection with this authorization. I offer this resolution as read.
Seconded.
Seconded by Baranowski. Can we have a roll call vote on that, too?
Councilman Baranowski?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Shadel?
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari?
Yes, Resolution 4 passed. Number 5, resolution referring Town of Carmel draft comprehensive master plan and draft Town of Carmel zoning code amendments to the Town of Carmel Planning Board. Councilman Baranowski, could you read that?
Certainly. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, pursuant to Section 156-76B1 of the Town Code of the Town of Carmel, hereby refers to the Planning Board for review and recommendations, the Town of Carmel draft comprehensive master plan and Town of Carmel draft zoning code amendments. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Seconded by Lombardi and McDonough. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, resolution passed. Okay, number 6 is resolution authorizing application for grant to the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation under the New York State Water Infrastructure Improvement Act. Councilman Lombardi, please.
Whereas the Environmental Facilities Corporation is soliciting applications through the Water Infrastructure Improvement Act for clean and drinking water improvement projects. And whereas the Town of Carmel has an identified a need to establish a new and upgraded water treatment plant to serve the Town of Carmel Water District Number 2, and whereas it is anticipated that the cost of all associated work with conducting the scope of work may exceed $10 million, and whereas the Town of Carmel is requesting grant funding through WIIA program with a committed 40% grant match, and therefore be it resolved that the Town of Carmel does hereby authorize Town of Carmel Supervisor Michael Kazari to submit an application to the Environmental Facilities Corporation through the Water Infrastructure Improvement Act grant program to fund the design and development of new water treatment facilities and to execute any formal agreements and associated documents with EFC as part of the funding agreement. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by McDonough. Can we have a roll call vote on that?
Councilman Baranowski.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Councilman Shannell.
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari.
Yes, Resolution 6 passed. Number 7, resolution declaring a water emergency pursuant to Section 151-22 of the Town Code, Carmel Water Districts 3, 7, and 12. Councilman Shannon.
Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Carmel has been advised by Town Engineer Richard J. Franzetti, P.E., that a water emergency exists within the aforesaid Water Districts Number 3, 7, and 12. Now therefore be it resolved that pursuant to Section 151-22A of the Town Code of the Town of Carmel, the Town Board acting as Commissioners of Carmel Water District Number 3, 7, and 12, and hereby declares a water emergency with respect to within Carmel Water District 3, 7, and 12, and be it further resolved that pursuant to Town Code Section 155-20B, during the period of said emergency as declared herein, the use of water for any of the following non-essential purposes as enumerated in Section 155-22C shall be prohibited: the washing of motor vehicles except for windshields, mirrors, and the like, the cleaning or washing of the outside of buildings or other structures by the use of water or stream, the bleeding of supply lines for the purpose of maintaining a constant flow to prevent freezing, the flooding of outdoor skating rinks, the operation of swimming pools, portable and otherwise, except swimming pools designed and used exclusively for medical treatment, the use of automatic plumbing flush fixtures or apparatus, and the maintenance of constant flow from showers and similar apparatus, the use of hose, spout, and similar pressure bathing apparatuses, and the maintenance of constant flow from showers and similar apparatuses, the new installation of refrigeration and/or air conditioning equipment requiring the use of water, the watering of lawns and private gardens, and the operation of ornamental ponds, pools, and fountains. Be it further resolved that the town clerk is directed to publish this resolution in the official newspapers of the town and to post said resolution on the official bulletin board of the town. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Lombardi. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 7 passed. Just for those of you that don't know which water district you are, I would believe number 3, Lake Secor, you all know if you live in Lake Secor. Ivy Hill, number 7, that's Vineland way across, up off Archer Road. As just for informational purposes, we have, or our operator of their that water system had to tanker 34 tanker trucks during this drought up to your water. The use has not ceased. People are still watering their lawns and using water, and it's going to run the wells dry. That's the problem, and we don't want to have to replace the pumps and drill new wells. So if you live over in Vineland way across, or Lake Secor, or number 12 is off Agor Lane, that's Jennifer Lane, Tommy, Allison, Jody Beth. If you live in those areas, and pretty much anybody, we're still in a drought, even though we probably got 4 inches of rain. We really need to conserve water. So now, town board comments. This Friday at Chamber Park, they're honoring our Heroes Night. That's remembering the 9/11, remembering 9/11, maybe never forget. That's going to be Pastor Andrew Columbia from the Mount Carmel Baptist Church, and United for the Troops, Jim Ratschmidt. That is Friday night, Chamber Park, 7 to 9. We're doing our e-waste. This is our second e-waste in partnership with the town of Kent. That, of course, open to all residents of the town. We're going to be doing that at the Geary Skate Park on 6, across from the Mahopac Fire Department. That is Saturday, September 17th, from 9 to 12. Putnam County is having their hazardous waste drop-off day. That is Saturday, October 15th, from 9 to 12 at Fawnstock State Park, up off of Route 301 in Kent. So that is everything I have.
I have a couple. In conjunction with what the supervisor just said, the county is having their 9/11 candlelight vigil, annual candlelight vigil on Sunday, 7 o'clock at Cornerstone Park on the corner of Fair Street and 52. So that'll be this coming Sunday. Next announcement, this is an annual one. Next two are, schools are open again. Great to see all the kids out, but I caution everyone, please be careful in driving behind school buses when the school bus lights are flashing and the stop sign is out. Do not pass it, okay? The police department is being vigilant, extra vigilant at this time of year. The extra 2 minutes that you're going to wait for school kids to get on or off the bus is a lot less than if you got pulled over by an officer and, God forbid, there was an accident. It'd be tremendous. So that's what's happening with that. Hopefully, good luck to everyone with their school year. This is also another annual, another unbelievable thing. The New York State Public Service Commission wants to hear from the public with regard to NYSEG's increased proposal of a 16 to 31% increase in electric delivery. There's public hearings that are scheduled, and you can access virtually, and it'll be on the town's website tomorrow. But my recommendation to the town board, as I have in the past, is that we send the most strongly worded letter to the New York State Public Service Commission from this town board, strongly opposing any rate increase for them on behalf of the 37,000 residents of the town of Carmel. And if anybody wants to participate in the public hearing, you can do that, but you could also call the governor's office, you can call the legislature, your assemblyman and your senator, and tell them that that is not something that should be happening in this day and age with regard to an increase in NYSEG's bill. We've all seen increases in that bill, which is
More than double.
unheard
More than
of,
double.
unheard of. And one last one, there is this, the 18th is the third annual prayer walk honoring those killed in the line of duty. That'll be the 18th, starting at 1 p.m. By CVS. That'll be the third annual prayer walk. So hopefully we could all attend, show our support to the police officers, present and past, and thank them for their service. Thanks.
I just have one thing, Recreation, along with the seniors, had a great year-end barbecue up at Camarda Park last Wednesday. It was well-attended, and they did an outstanding job. Thank you.
Yeah, great music.
Great music.
Just quickly, as you guys all heard, that we referred the draft comprehensive master plan and the draft zoning code to our planning board. So if anyone has any comments, please email any of the town board members and give us your comments, because we have a few more months of this, and then hopefully, by the end of the year, beginning of next year, we'll be hopefully trying to wrap it up. So it is imperative that if you have any suggestions, ideas, or comments on the comprehensive master plan and/or the zoning amendments, to please get them to us. Thank you.
Just two very quick points, just to reinforce two things brought up by my fellow councils. The first one is, for the residents, please be thoughtful about the use of water. And the second thing is to echo Councilman Lombardi's comments. The school buses are back out. Please be extra cautious, especially in the morning when it's still dark. And one thing you always know about kids out on the street when they're riding bikes, they're going to do something unpredictable. So please be cautious. That's all I have. Thank you.
Greg, can we walk that on, or we need something written to do the public, what Councilman Lombardi said?
Authorizing letter to the Public Service Commission, protesting or objecting to the proposed rate hike. You're constituted, you can make a motion to do whatever you want.
So at this time, I make a motion that we submit a letter on behalf of the 37,000 residents of the town of Carmel to the,
It is actually
Oh, I'm sorry, Ann. To the New York State Public Service Commission objecting to the proposed NYSEG rate increase that they requested.
Second.
I'll second.
We had a resolution last year. Right, we did it last year. We could, yep. And we second.
Second. Susan, second also.
So Shannon and McDonough, second. So everybody in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ann.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to be moving into executive session and closing out from there. We have professional services proposal, contract with Infomark, contract with Wind River Environmental, and a certiorari litigation update from our town council, Greg Fulchetti. So good night, and we will see you next Wednesday.
Motion to.
Oh, yeah. Motion to adjourn to executive session?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Almost